Hey friends, what's up? Philip here with Points of Philip, and I'm actually here because there is an all-time high offer on a very interesting no annual fee travel card from Capital One. That's right, we're talking about the Venture One card. So before you go away though, there might actually be a compelling reason for doing this offer on this card. So let's take a look at the overview of the Venture One card, and then we'll get into the specifics of the new offer that I've discovered. A shout out to Danny the Deal Guru for posting about it. And then we can get into kind of what this might be good for. So before we do that though, I want to ask you guys to like and subscribe. Doing that helps me and YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful for people like you. And of course that means that more and more people view the content as well, so I would appreciate that as well. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the Venture One. So the Venture One card is, first of all, a no annual fee travel card from Capital One. So Capital One here is a pretty powerful transfer partner of a couple of really high flying kind of airlines, right? So there's a lot of really good reasons to earn Capital One miles. Now, this card, despite the fact that it has no annual fee, actually earns you rewards, and it's not the best, right? I definitely wouldn't recommend doing spend on this card, but it can be an important part of a complete breakfast, if that makes sense. So the Venture One earns 1.25x per point, or per dollar. So if you spend, $10 of stuff, you're earning 1.25 times 10. So that is math that I can definitely do, but just not doing it at the moment. So anyway, the earnings are not great, right? But no annual fee, has full access to the Capital One transfer partners, and that's kind of the big kicker here. But now that we talked about the kind of the basic outlines of the card, let's get into why you need to care about it. And that is because there is a all-time high credit card bonus on this card, and it is you get a $100 in use for Capital One travel. So it's a $100 travel credit with Capital One travel for your first card member year. Then you can earn 40,000 bonus miles when you spend $1,000 over the first 3 months. So this is why this matters. So $0 annual fee, that's all that matters, right? 40,000 points can do a lot. So 40,000 points is insane. Now let's take a look at the transfer partners for Capital One. We have Aeromexico. Air Mexico. We have Air Canada Aeroplan. We have Air France KLM Flying Blue, Cathay Pacific. We have Avianca, British Airways, so Avios. We have Emirates, we have Etihad, we have Finnair, we have Eva Air, we have JAL, we have Qantas, Qatar, we have Singapore, Chris Miles, we have TAP Air Portugal, we have Turkish Miles and Smiles, Virgin Red, and then most of those are at 1-to-1. JAL is 2 to 1.5, and then Eva Air is 2 to 1.5 as well. But everything else is 1-to-1, at least with airfare partners. And so a lot of those are really, really good. Especially my personal favorite is Virgin Red, because you can actually get a upper class seat, so their business class version of their seat, for even as low as $35,000 to $45,000 if you find the right ticket. Now you got to be a little flexible with airports going into England and coming out of the United States, but you can get an upper class ticket for a 5 to 6 hour to 7 hour flight for 40,000 points. And so that's a free upper class ticket on Virgin Atlantic for opening this card with, again, a $0 annual fee. That's why I care about this. This is such an interesting card. All right, before we get too much into this video, I really do want to talk to you about today's sponsor, and that's, again, me. The first thing I want to talk to you about is my newsletter. So I do have a newsletter that goes out every Friday morning, and in that I share with you the important things that I know about, that I see going on in points and miles and credit cards, and then I also tell you my favorite credit card offers. So American Express, Chase, Citi, Capital One, they all have these offers that go on their credit cards. And I pick out the ones that I like the best, and I put them in there in case that's something you want to be aware of. And so anyway, I'm trying to add enough value that like you guys can get something out of it. So anyway, if there's anything that you'd like for me to include in the newsletter, again, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, that's the first thing. The second thing I really want to talk to you about is I have credit card consultations available, And for the next month, I'm actually going to be doing a creator meetup sale. So I'm really excited about the creator meetup going on at the beginning of November. And so to that end, I'm actually doing a 10% off coupon. If you use code MEETUP25, at checkout, you'll get 10% off of whatever package you purchase on my website, and the code will be, again, in the description below. Thanks again for watching all this, and let's get back into the video. Now, there are some hotel transfer partners that are less interesting, but still there and important to talk about. So we also have the Core Live Limitless, and this is 2-to-1, which basically means that every Capital One point will be about €1 give or take. And it's not a lot of give or take, but that's kind of what it works out to. Okay, then we have choice privileges, which is 1-to-1, which is not good, especially considering that Citi has a much more favorable rate. And so if you are kind of in choice, then I would probably be considering Citi cards. And now we also have, let's see. We have I Prefer Hotel Rewards. That's 1-to-2. That can be okay. Again, other banks have better transfer partners for that. So again, it's not really a really good option for hotels. Now you can also use, like, if you want to stay at a Virgin hotel, there's not that many of them, but you can also transfer Virgin Red points to stay at hotels, which honestly I would rather not do. It's not really that good of a use of the points, but it's still, again, something that's possible. So we do need to call it out now. 40,000 points, $100 in the travel portal for a $0 annual fee card. Why do we care? So you're not going to earn anything on this card, right? So after you spend that $1,000 to earn that sign-up bonus, this goes right in your sock drawer, right? It doesn't even care where it goes exactly. What you do need to care about is where your Saver card is and maybe a Quicksilver card. Basically, the fun thing with Capital One is that everything that you earn on a cashback card, like a Quicksilver card or a Saver card, once you hold a Venture 1, a Venture, or a Venture X, you can transfer out those cashback rewards into the Venture card and out to those transfer partners at 1-to-1 ratios for no annual fee if you have the Venture 1 card. And so this is really solid because for example, you don't want to spend all of those high annual fees with American Express for the gold card, or you don't want to have get a business card for your Catchall category. You have some options with Capital One that, again, still have $0 annual fee. So if you want a $0 annual fee travel and points setup, Capital One might actually just be the best option to do it. And well, this $40,000 offer, or 40,000 point offer, might just be the best way to make that happen. So just to sum up, I want to talk about the Saver card. So the Saver card, for those of you that don't know, it earns cash back, but that cash back can be converted to Venture miles. It earns 3% back, or 3x back, on dining and groceries, select streaming, and entertainment. And so if you're someone who is actually going out to concerts or going to baseball games or something like that, this is a card you need to have, because 3x back on those purchases, which can be sometimes substantial. I'm looking at you, Swifties. You can spend a lot of money. You can make a lot of points on this card. And so you want to go to the movie theater, the Saver card. You want to go out to eat before you go to the movie theater, Saver card. You want to go to the grocery store because you need to save money after you went out to eat and then went into the concert, Saver card, 3x back. And so this is a huge card for me. Now, it's also a MasterCard, at least mine is. They do have Visa versions floating around, but it's a MasterCard, mine is. No foreign transaction fees, very easy to use overseas. So whenever I'm traveling, this is the card that I go to because, it earns really well when you eat and it has no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, and it works really well with point partners that I use if you have a Venture 1 card or a Venture card. So, basically this is really important. Now, I do want to talk about the Catchall. So you can use the Venture 1 as a Catchall technically. It's 1.25. It probably would be the weakest Catchall that ever existed. Well, actually, no, that would be the Platinum card at 1x or anything else that earns 1% back. But there's something better in Capital One's portfolio, and you probably already have it. That's going to be the Quicksilver card from Capital One. So the Quicksilver card earns 1.5% cash back on every single purchase with no limits. And again, it has no foreign transaction fees. Mine is a Visa. You can get in MasterCard flavor, which again means you can take that overseas as well. And so one setup for no annual fee is good for domestic travel and spend, good for international travel and spend, no foreign transaction fees whatsoever. And again, no annual fees. So you have that catch-all. You have 1.5x on your Quicksilver. You convert that cash back to your Venture One card. You get 3x on your Saver on a lot of different key things. You convert that back to your Venture One card. And then all of a sudden, you're flying in business class for free, bringing your family with you. This is the card, people. This is what makes everything worthwhile. And it's kind of the antithesis, right? Everyone's talking about simplicity. Everyone's talking about how the Venture X is really good because it's simplistic. If you want even more simplistic, you don't even have to earn, you don't do anything to earn value with the Venture One card because you don't have to. You're not spending $400 to own this card. And so this card here with this offer is insane. Now, the normal offer is usually about 20,000 bonus miles. So it's a double of the offer, but then you do have, it does have a doubling of the spend, right? The normal spend is $500 in 3 months. This higher offer is $1,000 over 3 months, but you're getting 40,000 venture miles, in rebate, plus that $100 in travel credit on the portal, which is actually pretty good because the Capital One travel portal, the prices are not bad. You can find some ones that are comparable to buying a hotel direct or something like that. And so I would definitely view that as an absolute win, again, for a card with no annual fee. And so this is kind of insane. I really appreciate this kind of a setup. If I ever had this situation where I really didn't want to deal with Amex annual fees, if I really didn't want to deal with Chase annual fees, you can travel really well with Capital One. Now, to be fair, if you're kind of in hotel land, Capital One may not be for you, right? Citi is much better for Choice. American Express points are much better for Hilton, and Chase is much better for Hyatt. And so if you're someone who's trying to look for hotels, then maybe this may not be the best shot for you. But if you're someone who knows how to use points, but you also want the flexibility of getting cash back from time to time too, then this setup, again, with no annual fee, could be really solid for you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Kind of let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this and whether or not you think this is worthwhile. I will also drop a link in the description below. It is not my personal referral link. It is a link from Danny the Deal Guru, who has direct access to this offer. So anyway, just so you guys know about that. And I can't wait to see you guys until next time. Bye.